I am Nkemacha Atemkeng George. I hail from the Bang Kingdom. My quarter in the Bang is Belua, but I am based in Mutengene. This song is dedicated to Reverend Father Etienne.
Gasa Media went to Mutengene, a town in Southwest Division, to uncover the talent of Nkemacha Atemkeng George, a cultural artist who hails from Lebang Fandom and uses his songs to pass messages across to the Lebialem people and beyond. He told us much about his music career.
I am a cultural artist. I do production and distribution of music.
Talking about music, what type of music do you do? Traditional or modern? And what is your target audience?
I do traditional music, I do folklore music, and modern music. And my targeted audience is the Lebialem people first. Secondly, our nation at large, and Africa.
Writing and composing music should take time. He now tells us about the time frame or duration he takes to compose his music.
I am one type of musician who doesn't sit down thinking to compose a song. When I sleep in my dreams, God gives me my songs. And once I have the rhythm, I start now looking for the messages to follow. So I don't have a particular period with which I can register a song. Sometimes I sleep. Every dream I have a new song. I make a choice which to start.
Talking about music, he says his intriguing reason why he started doing music in the first place.
What inspired you to take music as a career?
I didn't take music as a career. I am doing music as a hobby.
Okay.
I had other careers in life which I followed until when I retired from those activities. I decided to do music, which I had been praying that I do, but I couldn't do it because I discovered that if I did music in those early days, I would not train any of my children. I don't see music like a business which can give one money to train children in secondary schools. So I suspended music for that time when I discovered that all my children have graduated from universities, and I think everybody is where he or she can help herself. I decided I could take this now as a hobby. I'm just doing it as a hobby. And what motivated me into music is in 1993, I was listening to Radio Tidbits, a slot in Radio Boya. So I heard an announcement from the Delegation of Culture that cultural groups duly registered with Fatradanka should come and register for a competition, which if you did well, you will be chosen to go for the National Festival of Arts in Douala, which was to take place in Douala, 1994. And we were told that the best dancers could be chosen to go to America and animate with the Indomitable Lions. So this alone, I carried this information to our president, the Kudu President Mutengene, and he delegated me to follow up. I followed up and we had permit from the Delegation of Culture to participate in the competition, which we did and came first. The Bangleyan Cultural Dance Group came first in Boya for traditional dances. I was the founder president of that group. That group is still existing today.
Traditional music or dance nicely goes with dancers dancing, feeling, and animating the rhythm. So here's what he says as concerns if there are any dancers or contributors sponsoring his musical hobby.
Do you have any dancers or contributors?
I have dancers. There are occasions where I am invited to come with my dancers to animate like death celebrations, like when people have their medals and they want to celebrate, they invite me to come with my dancers. And most recently was when the Fund of Ontem and the funds of the Lebialem invited me when they had a courtesy call, a courtesy visit to Chief Ended of Boya. I was there with my dancers, and in fact, we did great. We did great. Everywhere we go, our name is number one.
Oh, so do you have any challenges you face as concerns this music you have taken as a hobby? Do you have challenges you face?
The challenges still are enormous. Enormous in the sense that all the people I used to perform or to attend occasions are people who have their own personal businesses. And then to convince somebody to leave his business and follow you to go and do something for somebody, it has not been easy. Because people need to be convinced that as they are going, they will have something for themselves. So, and besides, when somebody invites us, maybe the person wants to give us some small money, because we have to pay transport, out of that sum, you find that we are coming out with virtually nothing. And if we had a personal van that can take us to places, it could help.
Finally, he gives the music distribution channels and how better you can contact him.
So, how can one contact you if they want your music? First off, how do you distribute your songs that you do? And also, how can one contact you if they want any of the copies you produce?
No. For music, when I started music, I started with these CDs, which I am still doing CDs. But this time now, I decided to put them into flashes because of the rapid change in the society. People no longer use the CDs. So I put the music now into the flash. If you buy a flash like this, you have all my published songs. Those unpublished ones are not inside. But all the songs from 2015 to today, published, are inside this flash. So if you need to have my music, I give you my contact, which is 676-04-9855. When you talk of contributors, people who have contributed to help you. The number one man is retired Commissioner from Nweh, who has done a lot. From day one to now that I'm talking, he has always stood by me, supporting me financially, morally, and otherwise. That my friend, Commissioner from Nweh, he gave me 200,000 francs. Dash. I'm not saying that he borrowed me. He dashed me 200,000 francs. One other person is Professor Nkemacha, one of the members of parliament for SDF, for Lebialem. He also did great. When I was making this song, the Dejes, what we call cry die songs. I had to make a good number of those songs. So Professor Lebialem was so instrumental to me. He helped a lot. Just to mention a few. And recently, as we are talking, 3 days ago, we recorded Nkiangeh, the women's famous dance, which is rapidly declining, going extinct. You no longer find people who can play the various drums that are supposed to be played. So I feel that when I fast forward my eyes and my heart, I see what Lebialem is going to be in the next 50 years. I find a Lebialem which nobody is speaking the dialect. Everybody is speaking English. Nobody knows how to play any drum for dancing. Nobody even knows how to sing. That's the more reason why I have taken onto myself that duty to help my people develop most of these things. So that by the time that God will call me, at least I must have left something in the world for the younger generation to carry forward. This drum you find before me here is called Nkiangeh. The Nkiangeh is used for sending out messages, good or bad. They announce death of people, especially in big palaces, like our Azzi Palace, the War Palace, the Nweh Palace. Every phone has an Nkiangeh at the entrance of the palace. So it is this drum that it is used in announcing deaths or sending messages of goodwill, inviting the population to assemble in the palace or at a particular venue which has been chosen for an occasion. The Nkiangeh is it, and my son here can hit it.
So does that sound signify anything?
Of course, it signifies a lot. It is sending a message which I wouldn't stand here and deceive you that I'm getting what it says, because I did not. Somebody who was supposed to have teach me the messages failed. The young man went to US. Even though I am old, but I wouldn't tell you that I know what he's saying. But he who is hitting the drum knows what he's saying, the message he's sending out.
Can he come and explain to us what the message he was sending out to the public?
The message I was sending is for good news.
Okay.
Yes, but I can still send message for bad news. But this one is for good news. Yeah, when something would have happened, then in those days, because in those days they were absent of phones and so on. So when something good happened, they will use this drum to announce it. So this is how they announce it in most like palace and so on. When they announce it like this, people they just come.
So people used to understand.
Yes, they know. Yeah, they know.
Okay.
Yes. My late father trained me. Yeah.
All right.
For somebody who knows when I hit like this, you already know what. Yeah.
So in fact, in those days, when something happened, let's say somebody dies, our people settled around the hills, and each compound, it was an obligation for each compound to have a drum. It could be the Nkiangeh if you are a title holder. It could be the ordinary drum like this. So when it happens in your compound, you go to the drum and announce. Your neighbor who is on the next hilltop goes to his own drum and announce to the next neighbor. And so the message continues going before 1 hour. 1 hour is long. The whole village has known that something has happened. So we use this to give information, good or bad. And one thing about this thing is when you do it in the forest, they are always finished in the forest because you cannot carry the whole lock and come to town to do to bring it to the palace or to wherever it is going. It is a whole communal level. You invite so many people who come, go to the bush, and then there is a system which is used in carrying it, bringing it from the bush. It's just that time was short. I couldn't arrange those things. There's a common tree in the bush. We call it in pidgin English umbrella stick. That is the stick which in our dialect said because any other stick in the bush was strong. The sticks thought that they were strong. But each stick that was used to carry this thing got broken. But when they brought the akukung now, the umbrella stick, the thing was instead bouncing and couldn't get broken. So That saying, came from these drums.